Good morning, everyone. There was a topic that I came across that was worth mentioning, and basically I'll put this under real man. What is a real man? So the idea is a little convoluted here because there's a little bit of a rant involved. I'm not going to go into the rant, but I will say that people have different expectations and understanding of what men are, or at least what a real man is and what a fake one is. I would say that people would they would interpret real differently than from others, especially those who are fake. So yeah. Anyway, moving on. It's not really about what you have, what you buy, or what you say. It's how you act. It's what you prioritize and what you put first. It also is whether or not your words follow your actions. Excuse me, I got that backwards. Whether your actions follow your words. Also, do you have a habit of breaking your word? Do you have a habit of going back or making changes that do not have a good explanation as to why they were made or why they were changed at the last second? Sticking to your convictions and pursuing them is partly what defines people to be real. It shows differently in men and women, though. Also, as far as a side point here, those who follow a religion, who have a faith and a belief, this shows a little bit differently because, well, there's a foundation involved there that helps with the process of instilling values, and there are teachings, there are sayings from people who are important in their life that go along with this. However, this does take a little bit of time because there's a lot to sift through. You know, people have bad days. We all have had those moments where we snap, we break, we've had enough. We said, enough of this. Some people say it's cut the shit. Well, we're not perfect. We have our days. However, that aside, how someone reacts and changes under stress and under bad situations, they help to define what is real and what they are like, and whether or not there's someone who is worth following and talking to and having in your life. I guess you could say, simply put, that is what the definition of real is. But either way, this is important because the company that you keep helps to define who you are and helps to define who's going to be in your future. Now, sometimes you don't really have a say in this, whether or not you've got some bad roommates or some other people that you have to interact with on a daily basis, like coworkers or a supervisor. I myself have a supervisor that I want to say I have at least one supervisor. Another one seems to listen whenever I bring up some problems with work or issues that need to be fixed that no one seems to care about. But the others just don't seem to care, and it's all about money and the job first, and it doesn't matter about the employees and the other coworkers. To an extent, if there's lots of people in the company, as I suspect there is, I can kind of understand that, because dealing with lots of people and their problems should not necessarily be the manager's problem. Anyway, that's getting a little off track there. Yeah, as far as the rant goes about, what's the word here? How you look and what you buy, all of that is relevant and important, and this is what people expect. There's some truth to that. There is some, but how do I phrase it? How do I put it? It's not what defines you, but the first impression is usually the lasting one. So that also says a lot about, if you come across someone as, this is, I'm real, this is authentic, this is me, or are you going to come across as fake? I mean, this is something that's going to take time. Going back to what I said earlier, you got to sift through a few different things, and the more important the person is in your life, the longer this will take. This isn't going to take a few days. It may take a week or two. It may take a month. It all depends on how much of an impact the person made in your life. And honestly, I will say this from experience, the less words that are spoken by that person, the more you have to observe and the longer it will take. Anyway, sometimes who is authentic and who is real is determined not by the amount of words that are spoken, but by the quality of those words. I mean, there is a verse in the Bible that talks about fools opening their mouths and not learning the wisdom of being quiet, and there's some truth to that, because it's always the idiots that never shut up. It's always the people who think they know everything that never stop to listen. Anyway, food for thought. I wanted to drop that on by. And let me tie this in as far as, faith and non-faith and all that. From what I've been able to understand here is the fact that there is what sets apart, for this discussion, for what sets apart those who have faith and those who do not, as far as who's real, it's about the purpose and about the vision. It's about the drive that the people have and what sets them apart. There was a good discussion as far as black pill and those who are nihilists, where they fail to see a purpose and a point, or they choose not to, because we all had some trauma and tragedy in our life, so sometimes it ends up consuming the person. So as far as this goes, they choose to let that event or events define them, and that's how they become real. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. Anyway, that's my thoughts on this, and I want to share it. Alright, until next time.